Where it was.
Stay back! Stay back! Stay back!
If you don't want to know what to do when someone grabs your gun, keep watching this video. To be honest, we are definitely not saying that we are the best shooting instructors, that we are instructor zero, and if you come to us, you'll be the best shooter ever. That's definitely not true. There are definitely better people who can teach you how to shoot with a gun, definitely, and make you better shooters. But the truth is that we are looking at the whole shooting thing a little bit differently. If you understand the whole shooting concept as a soldier, for you it's going to be always about I'm ready for the fight, I know what's going to happen, I have my long range, and it's more important for me the tactic of the shooting, about the cover, how am I going to move. These are all the important things. Or I have a long gun from the beginning and I know that there's my target and I need to shoot. But if we look at it from a little bit different perspective with Pierre's 25 years of experience, in real life it's not as long range, because what usually happens for policemen, bodyguards, or just civilian life who has a gun, you find out about a conflict somewhere here, typically bar fight. Here is where I'm thinking I have a problem and I want to solve it by gun. Even worse if I go for my knife and now you want to solve all the things with your gun. The element of surprise and the attack from very close is much different than what we showed you in the beginning. So for civilians it's going to be the bar fight or fights in general. For bodyguards we are talking about like church security. It's in a thing where I want to get someone away, I need to throw someone away. And it's always like I'm telling him somewhere here is not from 50 meters. Could you just go away? And then he takes out the gun. Definitely not. It's always going to be somewhere here. Leave, and he's trying to get me away. And now something starts happening. Or a shootout. That's the reality. When it comes to the police, there's a big difference between I know that there's a shooting and me and my partner are going there, we already have guns, it's more about tactic. We are strapped. But the more realistic, more common, let's say, is something like there's a junkie and I again need to throw him away. I'm taking some his IDs, so yeah, he gives me the IDs, I'm checking in. To all of a sudden there is a knife and he starts stabbing, you need to fight, I grab the gun and now we are somewhere here. And that's a completely different situation in all of those things. But this is what happens more commonly than I know about the shooting, so I need to get there. The same goes if we are talking about cuffing a person. It's not done from 50 meters, 10, it's always very close, something's happening, and now I reach for the gun and we are fighting somewhere. So we can see even in this position, this can happen. There's actually a video of a woman that has been already cuffed with bigger policemen than her, she was small, and all of a sudden she goes for the gun, shoots the person, and now starts threatening all the others. One girl, about 5-6 policemen, and she was cuffed, and still this happens. All the way to a video of a guy with some sandals and a nice hat, comes to the police station, screams at the person, they're arguing, to just hit him, fight, grab his gun, beat him with a gun, and walk away. This is the type of things that are happening that we are talking. So when it comes to, as you can see, real life situations, more likely you are going to be in a situation, he grabbed my gun, I maybe made a bad draw, so he went for it, someone other jumped for it, as opposed to me being all tactical and seeing the situation and being able to clear out the whole building or the area. When it comes to distance, the fight itself, it's more going to be up close, he grabbed my gun, then, like I said, the first one when you can clearly see everything that's happening. More into reality. The same goes if we are thinking about a situation like CQB, where it's always about corners, there are doors. Don't you think that sometimes there's going to be waiting someone for you to see your gun and just jumps for you and now it's a wrestling fight? The same goes if we are talking some Eric situation. There's a terrorist who jumps for the gun, even though there are 2-3 of them. Now they are fighting and you cannot just start shooting all around you because you have colleagues there, they are civilians, and it even takes like minutes before they can take away the weapon and finally end the whole situation. It's not as easy as it looks at first. So this is what can happen. Now it would be time to us to actually see how the situations can look, what you shouldn't do in that situation, and I suppose what you should be doing. Let's first talk about the first situation when someone can actually grab or jump for your gun, and it's when you still have it in your holster. Just for the showcase, we are not going to use the holster right now, but in this situation, the holster, the gun is still in holster. All of a sudden now a guy jumps and takes it, and now what you can see is policeman training, because you cannot just start shooting, it's still in there. What you can see in policeman training is they will just try to push you away, you'll fly away, and then they're in this position. But good story, Pierre now was training with Finland police, and they were like bigger, stronger, and there was a big problem of they couldn't even push away. Now let's imagine if it's a woman policeman. Do you think she's going to be able to push away? And the same goes for if it's in a real life situation. It's not going to be just me standing there, push me away. It's going to be, I'm going to be close, we're going to be fighting here, and now try to push me away. Like the amount of strength you will have to have, and if it's even possible, because as you can see, it's completely different. So the correct solution should be something like, if he jumps for the gun, you should be able to come to him, clinch, and I'll pin his head between your chest and your arm. Now with one of your finger, go to the eyes and start pushing. I will let go, no matter if I'm, and follow up, either strike, create your distance for actual shooting. Now it doesn't matter if I am a big guy, if I am junkie, the eyes are something that I cannot just build my muscle around, and every single press hurts. The second phase could be that he grabbed your gun when it's not already in holster, you have it out, but now he jumps for it. As now what you can see is, if you see where is the gun, it's very easy to just rotate and start sending the bullets right into me. Because there's nothing I can do, even though I'm holding this much, the gun is already there. But what you see is that many people in their muscle memory, because they're always training like this, think that every single time you have to stand like this in a position, see the sights and then shoot. But that's not correct. If you are here and you are just going to try to do it, I'm just going to get into you and start hitting, kneeing, grabbing. Now is not the time to try and create a distance, because it's going to be hard in a situation where the training partner is actually trying. So the correct solution is, he goes, even if I grab the muzzle here, I grab it, still you can shoot with just turning of your wrist. But the same as in the first solution that you saw, you can of course go right here and go for the eyes, because you maybe don't want to shoot me. In not every single situation you just want to shoot the other person. If I am just the junkie's girlfriend and I'm jumping there, do you actually want to shoot her? If you can create a solution like this, create your distance and have it under control. What can happen as well is all of a sudden you cannot shoot because the gun is jammed. And now the only solution that you are going to be is fighting here and repairing the jammed or the problems that you have with your gun. If we are saying concealed carry, still the shirt can get into the weapon, and now like no shooting is happening. And you need to create a distance, not just solving it here 5 minutes, because I will be fighting, hitting you, of course. There's a chance that you saw a movie where the guy gets grabbed and now he just twists it, or anywhere here, and he's shooting the other person. But that's the problem, we saw it in movies. In reality, what can happen in the stress of the situation, you're there and now there's your, first of all, hand in the way, and you can shoot through it, all the way to we are fighting, and now we are shooting all here because we're trying to find the best position, and 5 grandmas with their shopping carts just been shot. So definitely don't try this. If you have been training like in special forces, what you basically saw is that if you have your weapon and someone jumps for the gun, you just need to do something like this. If you are quick enough, you can do it and hit the hand as well, or any kind of pulling back. But it's incorrect. Once again, if we are looking at the partner wants me to take the gun, he's not always going to be just standing there letting me do whatever, because this is how we train. If he grabs the gun a little bit differently, now you can see that my first movement or the second is a lot harder because he's grabbing it a different way. But even in the situation, he's not only going to be jumping for the weapon, because if he decides to grab and hit, now we are in completely different situation. And none of this and this was happening because the situation looks different than what I was training. No one's saying that you should be just leaving the gun there. You should be able to take it away, but it's all about your instincts and how you training. Do you know that if you are getting into the room and I'm jumping for the gun, that you should get the gun here and start shooting, even when you are blocking yourself, because I can go and hit. As you can see, still covered and still shot me because the training is there and the gun is far away from me to grab it. But this is like one of the solutions, one of the things how we can look, but this is not a full course, so don't take it with this is how everything is going to look. It's not a course. Maybe what you saw, some solutions from karate, is going to be something like I can grab your hand, I grab it, so you kind of push it away for you to strike. So the same thing can occur, maybe does it work the same with the gun? I grab and you do this and it looks great. The problem in reality is that it's not going to look like it. First of all, if I really grab tightly and I don't want to just let go and I grab, it's all of a sudden not as easy. You can get there. No one's saying that after 10 seconds you're not getting there. But think about the reality. Is it going to be just me holding you and looking at you? No. If you are going 2 hands on one, I'm already hitting and now there's nothing like you did before. So if you saw this solution in karate, right now it's not useful in real life. The question may arise, so how should I then train this? It would be up to good use if you could combine all of those based on the situation. If I should I strike with a weapon? Should I go for the eyes? Or should I go and wrestle for the gun? These are the aspects in training that we need to apply. And this is exactly how we should train it. We should train it with a partner and combining all of those aspects from hitting all the way to wrestling for the gun. Because there's a big difference only if we look at grappling. If we are always training cuffing with I do this leverage and it works, it sounds great, but it's not going to prepare you for the real situation because the position is going to be different. What you should be able to do is try to cuff the person, but he's actually trying not to get cuffed. He's moving all the place, just the same with gun. Because they will teach you the principles, how should I move, when is the correct timing, which if you have not much training, sucks, but this will prepare you much better than this leverage and it works because the partner wants me. And if you are training correctly, the wrestling for the gun, the principles that you are doing there will go to the cuffing as well. So if we were to train it, you need to be able to, from a position when you have the gun, the partner goes for it anywhere and you creating the space for shooting. Maybe I go here and finding the correct spots, or maybe you just completely put here and go for the side that you can shoot. But if we want to more and more get into training and the partner will be more and more trying to get the gun away from you and will not be just standing there, it's gonna get more fun, but a lot more realistic. And you should train all the positions from all the way to front, and we are jumping from the gun, or from the side, or from the back, because I am jumping and going for a weapon, and now we need to see where can we be, where is it good to shoot. Is it out, down? Maybe yes. These are all the positions you should apply to the training because you never know in which position you may find yourself. From there, you want to move from just standing to actually kneeling, because maybe you try to go down and he's coming with you, or he's hitting you all the way, that's why you fell to your knees, all the way to maybe we are already on the ground because we fell, because we tripped, from the back to even laying on the stomach because someone just hit me, I fell, and now they're jumping for my gun. All the way to now then adding some strikes to it, adding some grappling, adding some eyes, which will now start preparing you for how it actually is going to look, and you have all the aspects in the training, which is how it should look in the end, because you need to combine all of those things from multiple positions, all the way from standing to laying down. Let us know in the comment section if you have been already training like this, or is it something completely new to you and you think it's a good principle how you should train. And that's why we want you to share this video, because this video should see the policemen, the bodyguards, the security agency, and kind of think twice if the training is actually correctly. Because just shooting is one thing, but actually in the position of wrestling, hitting, finding the position, creating the safe distance, and being able to shoot without hurting anyone else or yourself is way more important. Like from 1 meter, everyone can nail the shot, but getting to that position where you can shoot is much harder. So thank you for sharing the video, liking the video as well if you did enjoy, subscribe because there's many more videos coming like this, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.